Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
if we can get it to connect once again. And there we go. Now we have a problem. Give it a moment, folks. That was my bad. We're trying to get the thing set right here. All right, there we go. So we're back talking here. I don't know what happened there. We had an audio issue there for some reason. Ran all great last race. Now we come into this race and we have issues, from what I could tell. But we'll get it. We'll try to work with the gremlins here and get it figured out as we head on down here into the next corner. We're only 10 and a half, almost 11 minutes in. Yes, 11 minutes in here to the road race here for Regal Wrapz and Designs. We see Roberto out there in front. Brian Scott there in third. Michael Nash fourth. Jody Nielsen there fifth. Chase Matsko there sixth. Ryan was Jolie there in seventh. You're watching it there. There you see Jody Nielsen. Justin Welsh. And at number 67. And come down there through the infield. Coming around here towards the exit. There's Trout Roberto, our leader. There's Justin Welsh once again down there on the bottom. Working there. Look out, here comes Simpson. He's going to try to get back up there to Roberto. Work down here through the backstretch into the bus stop. Looking back here, Ryan Peters and that Notre Dame, number 5. Jody Nielsen having issues, along with Kurt Bassler. Kurt Bassler showing up here. Wonder what happened to him. We'll take a quick look at it here. Come down the corner, coming down here in the corner number 1. And skates it around. Doesn't hit nothing, so that's good. And he'll now get rolling once again. Michael Nash out here third, now fourth. Brian Scott gets third. Wetland now having issues. We see here, there you have Matt Mars. There's the 42 of Chad Simpson with Roberto. Wetland having problems, so we'll go back since we have his to look at. We'll see here what happened to him. Here you see that 3 PJ Wetland in that Corvette. Comes down here into the bus stop. And it just skates around. Oh, man, what a hard hit. And that'll give him a meatball. And they'll back out through here again. Roberto, still your race leader with Simpson following. They come out of the bus stop down here into the NASCAR circuit. Turn 3 and 4. Working there off the corner. There we see Jody Nielsen working off the corner. He's got behind him Dan Brasington in that number 29 in that McLaren. We got everybody coming down here off the bus stop in the NASCAR turn number 3. Wetland in the pits and getting that meatball fixed. Matt Mars with a slowdown. That's what that yellow flag is after their name. If you see that come up, that is a slowdown as they hit a slowdown area. And if they don't get that in a certain amount of time, then they have to go and serve a black flag penalty. Zader now has a slowdown. So he's going to make sure he gets that cleared. There he comes down the back stretch. And, down through the front stretch. Gotta be careful. Zader has that black flag, has that slowdown. If he lets that, we'll see if it clears. There, it cleared. Sometimes them slowdowns make me nervous. Alright, hey, Roberto, they're out there in front. There's Jody Nielsen as he's got Dan Brasington coming up there behind him. Ron Matthews back here in 13th. Bassler once again having issues. He's crashed once again through the infield. Down here through turn number 1 once again. Bring it on through and loops it around and hits that inside wall. Mayhem Corner really living up to its name here tonight. At corner number 1. Ryan was Julie there in 5th. And that Lottie. Kind of nice seeing a mixture of cars that we've got. The Ferrari here of Brian Scott. You got a Ferrari of Matt Mars. Bunch of McLarens. You got BMW here for Chase Matsko. Couple Porsches. Chad Simpson out there in the Corvette. Jody Nelson out there in the Mercedes-Benz. Chet Carterman out of the race, but he was there with a Ford. Wetland out of the race. Why is my map not up? We're going to fix that. There we go. Map's back up. Brian Scott back here in 3rd. There you see Nielsen coming off of the exit. Followed there by the 5 of Ryan Peters. And behind Peters is Dan Brassington in that number 29. Ron Matthews having issues and crashing. And that Austin Martin. Not really seeing too much damage on it. So hopefully it was just a little bit of a spin out. He tries to push it to its limits. Looking there at that Irish Notre Dame machine of Ryan Peters. Working out around the track. Down here in through corner number 1. Travis Roberto is your leader, but then you're looking back here at Ryan Peters as Roberto is working on his way out of the infield now, out onto the main track. Head on down here out of the corner. We're watching them come up here to the exit. Work here through the Western Horses. And then up here into the exit. They're coming up here to 19.5 minutes complete of the race. We got 45 minutes the distance. They come up. As we said, Rob Matthews having trouble. And just out of curiosity, exactly what do we have for off tracks here tonight? Some drivers don't like looking at this, but this could be the problem here. We got off tracks there. Actually not too bad. Wetland had 2, Bassler has 3, Matthews has 3, Mars has 1, Lemensk has 1, Brassington has 3, and Nilsson has 2, and that's really not all that terrible here tonight. We've seen lots worse. And we got drivers that need to be making pit stops, so it'll be interesting to see how the pit strategies play out. And we're going down here out of the corner. There you see Brad. Whoa, hang on to it, Matthews. Rob Matthews way loose and finally loses it. Look out, infield wall coming if you're not careful. Yeah, you don't want to go dirt track racing. You want to stay on that asphalt. I come there off the corner. We already were saying, I forget, I think it was Cotterman, or no, who the heck was it? Wetland maybe? I forget who. Earlier in the race was off track. And yeah, you don't want to go dirt track racing in GT3s. I don't think that would make for a good day. They're made more for a high or low downforce type of racing. Here on asphalt, I'm not sure exactly. It all depends on the setup. Now they head here off in windshield wiper on that machine. Interesting. As they come off the corner. Yeah, they Brassington there in 10th. Ryan Peters in 11th. Lemensk back there in 12th. Hey, driver head on out here. You got the 82. Ron Matthews down there in the pit road. Hey, see them all coming off here now. Jody Nielsen up there on the top of the racetrack. Davis there in 8th. Justin Welsh 7th. Matsko in 6th. Your top 13 drivers have not been on pit road yet this race. As we see our first one coming here, that'll be Jody Nielsen coming in the pit road. Just shy of halfway. There I'm Brassington around, turn number 1. Hey, heads here through the kink. I guess the kink's down here, sorry. There's the kink. And then into the international horses. They head on our Western horses, I'm sorry. Oh, Western Horseshoe. Ha! Sorry, we got the International Horseshoe and the Western Horseshoe. Ha! Man, here I am calling it Western Horses. It's a Western Horseshoe. They're watching Davis and Peters go at it. Oh, I'm sorry, Davis and Brassington. That's Dan Brassington in the number 29, really picking it up there on the exit. Head here through the Daytona turn 3 and 4 of the NASCAR circuit, heading back out here towards turn out here across into the trio. Run it down here in the corner number 1, Brassington on the pit road. There you're looking at Michael Nash. So a few drivers stopping there on pit road. As you can kind of see there on your tower, the indicator of in the pits. You can see we're out on pit road. They are as well. You see Brassington is sitting in his pit stall. Now he's on his pit exit. Trying to see if we got any more takers coming to pit road yet. We're watching Michael Nash in that number 60. There's Ryan Bajoli there in the 31. You're looking at the 67 now of Justin Welsh. Back down here through turn 3 and 4 of the NASCAR circuit. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's turn 1 and 2. They're heading back out here to the backstretch, heading down to the bus stop. As Ron Matthews and Welsh come together. Or that's 317 there of Davis. That might be the Davis machine. No, that is Matthews. Matthews losing it there through the bus stop. As we're watching here, Michael Nash coming there to pit road. Brassington there, 13th. Jody Nielsen there, 14th. Roberto back out front. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He hasn't left out front, really, as he has not come in for his pit stop yet. Head on down through here. Mars with a slowdown. Peter Klemensko on pit road. Look out. Ryan there off track through the bus stop. Or no, I'm sorry. He was off track through turn number 1. No. Wait a moment. I'm getting lost. Sorry. Ryan into 31. He was on the infield somewhere. Okay, you see Dan Brassington there into number 29. He's working down there through the International Horseshoe. Down here through the kink. Looking there at Leminsk as he works his way through that turn number 1, or that International Horseshoe, I should say. Down here off the next corner. Kate Matsko there in 5th. Justin Welsh there 6th. Davis there in 7th. Matt Mars in 8th. Michael Nash there in 9th. Steven Zader there in 10th. Your leaders 1st through 6th in the pit road. 5th through 7th on pit road. We'll see if the 82 there will bring it in. I'm going to say most likely not. Matt Mars possibly will in the 34. We're looking there at Brassington in the number 29. There's Nash in the 60. He's made a pit stop, so he's going to stay out. Trevor Roberto, he's made his stop. He's been down and away. Brian Scott with a black flag. Most likely a speeding on pit road penalty. We see him working down through that International Horseshoe. Zader there in 5th. Ryan there back into 4th, right behind Michael Nash. Chad Simpson there in 2nd. It's interesting always how the pit strategies can play out to who could end up where. Well, we see Roberto there out front, leading the way, where he's been pretty much since, I don't know, about 15 minutes in, when he got around Chad Simpson in that 42 Corvette. And you see Simpson there, Nash back here in 3rd, followed by Ryan. Yeah, they work up here off the corner. You see problems there for Matt Mars. Yeah, he crashed in the bus stop. Michael Nash there. Oh, and there goes Kurt Bass. Passler. Ryan Peters as well. There's Passler. Trying to get back on track. Couple of these guys really sliding it around here tonight. I see Ryan there in 7th now. Zader will take over 4th spot. And there's Ryan Peters. Also had an issue here just a moment ago. We see Davis there in 9th. And that nameless racing machine coming there through turn 3 and 4 of the NASCAR circuit. Under 15 minutes of racing to go here tonight for the Regal Wrapz and Designs GT3 Road Series. As they bring it on down here into the bus stop. Jay Davis there in 9th, trying to chase down that 8th spot of Dan Brassington. Up off the corner. Jody Nielsen there in 10th. Roberto out there in front. He's coming there down through the Western Horseshoe. Simpson just come through the kink and enters the Western Horseshoe. We're looking here at Ryan Peters as Ryan comes there off of the number 5, coming there off of turn number 4 of the NASCAR circuit. Chad Simpson out here in 2nd, rolling along here, doing pretty well here tonight. A lot of great competition here as we see the 08 and 42 of Chad Simpson running away with it out there in the front. Other drivers battling it out here, coming off the exit there of the infield. We see the 82 coming on that map. He's coming down there to the bus stop. We're looking here at the 396 at Kurt Bassler. Bassler having had issues a few times tonight. And a little bit over a minute off the pace. We see Zader doing a great job getting through that bus stop. We got Lemenska now coming there through turn 3 and 4 of the NASCAR circuit. Up there off the corner. Not sure what my mic is completely picking up. But it's obviously picking up something. As it's going crazy here. That's because there's no filters on it. We'll have to fix that. To fix the filters. To get it sounding correct. Unless, do I have the filters down here on this one? Yes. There we go. That'll help out. We got the filters in place now. And they work there off the corner. You're watching Zader there in 4th. A little bit off the back wheel there for Michael Taylor. Zader there in 4th. He works here off the exit. Working there through 1 and 2 of the NASCAR circuit. Working onto the backstretch, heading towards the bus stop. Trying to keep that 60 of Michael Nash in his sights as they roll on down through there. Down off the corner. Here we go. Alberto there out front. Chad Simpson 2nd. Nash in 3rd. Zader there in 4th. Matsko in 5th. That is your top 5 as it stands right now here in the GT3 Road Series, brought to you by Regal Wrapz and Designs and Freedom Motorsport Alliance. Other sponsors for Flinker Farm TV is up there in the top right-hand corner if you see them flashing or rolling on by through there. Those being Admin Box, And if you're looking to get one, use the discount code FFG-BOXX. B-O-X-X. That is FFG-BOXX. Also, I want to thank Track Cams for the wonderful cameras that we have running through here at Fleeger Farm TV on most of our race nights. Are looking to get some more, but have to kind of get more funding and donations in order to do better cameras. So, but that is one thing we are working on. That is where your tips, if you try to fill that tip jar down there in the bottom right-hand corner, that would be where those tips would go. And put right back into the broadcast to give you a much better show. Anything we can to make the show look better, or anything, anything the audience may want to see, let us know. We can't change anything if we don't know what to change. Down here through, off that corner they go. Justin Welsh there in 7th. Running at number 67. Coming there off of NASCAR number 2. Right in front of them, that is Ryan Jolie. There you see Nash working off the bus stop. Yeah, he's rolling up there. He's got a lap down machine. That is the 82. Ron Matthews. Ron Matthews struggling here, it seems, with that Aston Martin a little bit tonight. As I'm quite certain, I kind of figured the Aston Martin might struggle just a tad, as it's brand new, still getting used to the car. So we'll see if they keep it throughout the season. Down here through off the corner, here they go. Trav Roberto there out front in 1st. Chad Simpson there in 2nd. Michael Nash there in 3rd. Zader there 4th. Chase Masco there in 5th. Ryan Jolie there in 6th. Justin Welsh 7th. Brassington there 8th. Nielsen there in 9th. Davis in 10th. We're looking there at Zader as he works down here towards the exit. He's down here through the kink. Down here into now the Western Horseshoe as they head towards the exit. Michael Taylor crashed a little bit ago. 35, Michael Taylor on pit road. Working there off of the corner up here on to the main NASCAR circuit 1 and 2. And like I said earlier, if you're watching Regal Wrapz, if you were watching the Roughneck Racing, you would have seen us running the main circuit here. And then we've got, after that race, got it all set up for these guys here in the GT3s to put on a show here tonight. Down here through the bus stop, Steven Zader. And then up off the corner they go. Chase Masco there in 5th. Ryan Jolie there in 6th. Taylor has left the pits. See if he can try to keep it together now to finish this one out. We're closing in here to 5 minutes to go. Travis Berto up there in front. Chad Simpson. Here comes Zader on the pit road. Nielsen out here in 9th. Going to possibly gain a position as he comes up around Zader. As Zader's on pit road, he'll come across there on the stripe. Brasington and Nielsen will make the pass, along with Davis. Down here into corner number 1, that Mayhem corner as I like to call it. Sometimes it can be quite the Mayhem corner. Down here through turn 1 S's. Now we're looking there at Chase Masco sitting there in 4th. Starting to get something pulled together there a little bit. He gets around the lap machine of Ron Matthews. Sets his sights on Michael Nash if he can. As Chase brings that BMW out to run here tonight. Michael Nash in 3rd, up 9 spots. That seems to be how far everybody is up. About 9 spots. Justin Welsh up 9. Davis up 8. Michael Lemensk up there in 11th is up also 9 spots. We got Michael Nash up 9, Justin Welsh up 9, and Michael up 9. Then Jay Davis up 8. So if we can get around Jody, he'd be up 9. or anybody else in front of him for that matter. Now you see that BMW there of Chase Matsko rolling there off the corner. 5 minutes to go here at Daytona. As the GT3s will finish up their race here tonight. Down here through on the corner number 1 they go. Matsko there for it. Nash up there in third. Not too far ahead of Matsko, but can Matsko get enough speed up to try to chase him down? That is the question. He's got about 4-second gap between him, or I'm sorry, about 4 3/4 second gap between him and Nash. And he closed some of it there. He's down to 4 seconds as Nash brings it around. See if Matsko loses it here as Matsko comes around at it. Horseshoe, no. Matsko keeps dropping it there if he can. Now we see he's got the lap down machine there behind him. Trying to get a look on that. That will be the 35 of Taylor possibly. Here 35 of Taylor, 34 of Mars. Mars is out, so I'm going to say that's a 35 of Taylor. Down here, off the corner, down in through the bus stop goes Ryan. Whoa, real wide. That's going to allow that lap down machine, that 82, Ron Matthews, to get a good run. Bisjoli ended up with a slowdown, had to slow it up a little bit. Got that taken care of. Now he can speed off away as they work down around here. About 2.5 minutes left as Roberto comes around off the western horseshoe. Down here in the corner, coming down there into the exit of the infield. A lot of this track is just finding a rhythm here at Daytona. I mean, it's not too terrible. It's just finding that rhythm. Like a lot of these infield racetracks are that I've discovered, a lot of it is just finding that rhythm. They're more of a rhythm-style racetrack. It's just some cars don't really give you that sense of rhythm as well as maybe it should. But then again, if you know the car, like Roberto does here with that Porsche, he's got a handle on that Porsche. Simpson seems to have a handle with the Corvette tonight. Just unfortunately, he's not gaining anything on Roberto anymore. He's lost a little bit. But Matsko might be gaining on Nash. And they're off corner number 2. I'm unsure though. Nash is into the bus stop. Trying to see here what the interval is between Nash and Matsko. Looks to be about 4 seconds. We're watching there is Justin Welsh in 6th. Running that number 67 here tonight. Off that corner, down here through onto the front straightaway. The 60 there, Michael Nash comes across. I didn't look, see if we had white flag or not. I'm going to say yes, we do. Yeah, white flag is in the air. You see it there. White flag's in the air. So white flag in the air for Roberto as he comes out of turn number 2, back out through the backstretch, heading towards the bus stop. He dips it down in here, comes off. And over, he's grinding there towards the end. As they work here off the corner, up there towards the start-finish line. Chad Berto coming up here to it. And there's a tri-oval, and he'll get the win here tonight. at Daytona to start the season with the GT3 Road Series from Regal Wrapz and Designs and Freedom Motorsport Alliance. And if you're curious about joining, you can find more information at their website that is down in the description here tonight. Down here through off of the corner, Michael Nash there third, Chase Matsko there fourth, Brian was Julie there in fifth. And bring it on down here. We're just waiting on everybody to finish here tonight. There's your third place finisher, Michael Nash, Chad Simpson there in second, Travis Roberto, your winner. And bring it on down out of the corner. Nash down there against the bottom. As they bring it up off the corner. Simpson, great job getting second. Nash there in third. If we can get with Nash, our third place finisher. Good evening there, Michael. How's it going? Michael, you got a copy?
Oh, hey there. Sorry, I forgot to push the talk. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well, yeah. Unfortunately, their Discord's on push to talk. I think I got this set up right. Just trying to make sure here. Yeah, it looks like it is.
Yeah,
So,
I'm here. I got you.
the great job there tonight, hanging it on to that Porsche there. Tough competition here at GT3, though, I will say that.
Well, I'll tell you, with his setup and that slick track being slow is really an advantage for me.
You think the track's slow?
It was very slick. I'll tell you, I was slow. The track wasn't slow.
It did seem like some drivers were having troubles with it out there. Was the track just a little bit on the warm side tonight?
You know, I really didn't check the temperature, but it definitely was slick, and I think it was a pretty low downforce setup we were using. So it was skittish. I mean, you couldn't take much of anything flat out.
Yeah, we saw a few drivers try and unfortunately met an unfortunate end.
Yeah, even.
But great job getting third tonight. You got sponsors, shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting third for the first race of the season?
Well, gosh, I thought I was going to be 20th, so I'm unprepared. But I want to thank the guys who host this league and for letting newcomers show up and have a good time.
Alrighty, pleasure having you, and can't wait to see what you got for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Adam. See you soon.
That's Michael Nash, our third place finisher. Now we'll get with Chad Simpson. Good evening here, Chad. How's it going?
It's going good. Second place, pretty good.
Well, second place, yeah. I mean, you started on pole, just unfortunately, Roberto seems to have a knack for some of these road courses.
Yeah, Travis is fast. The Porsche got faster as the run went on. As the tires got hot, the fuel got low in the Corvette. It felt like it fell off. It was a death trap through the bus stop too. So I had to tiptoe through there every time. But it's just close enough to keep Travis honest.
I mean, you still got a second place in amongst a field of great competition here. So, I mean, I wouldn't get too hard on yourself.
No, like I said, second place, good result. I'm not really used to driving GT3s. I'm an IndyCar person, so Daytona's one of the only tracks I'm actually decent at. So, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see what you got coming forward throughout the season, Ed.
I don't know how many races I'll be doing. It's conflicts with the Indy Open strength of field on Mondays. So, yeah, whenever I can, I'll show up and run with Dan. He finished 7th, so it was a good run for a teammate too. But you know, we'll see what comes later down the line.
Alrighty, well, we look forward to it. So, great run there tonight. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Thanks to Sarah Secure, Pro, FPR Sim Accessories Creation Studio, Else Engineering, Sim Motion, FTTFR, Everybody's Highlight Racing, FPR Motorsports, Evans here. Thanks for welcoming me in and bringing me on. Dan and Justin for inviting me to come here, and you guys put on the broadcast. Thanks.
All right, well, great job. Can't wait to see what, like we said, hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah, hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, great job tonight.
Thanks.
All right, that was second place driver Chad Simpson. Now we'll get with first place driver Roberto, picking up where you left off last season, huh?
Yeah, good start to the season.
Well, you did great. You got the win here tonight. You think you can continue to try to go after that points chase?
I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like I have a good opportunity, a good shot at doing it. As long as I'm able to make every race and not give it away like I've done in previous races seasons ago. I'd always spin out first couple laps, so I'm trying to be more conservative and just get to the end, and I think everything kind of worked out quite well today. But Chad was super fast. Those early laps, I knew it was going to be a grind.
Well, it definitely pulled off. I mean, you got the right strategy to win in, to come in the pit, and that played off well, and you continued to lead once you got around Simpson, and just kind of didn't look back.
No, I was watching the time towards the end, about 10 minutes to go, and I think it was about 4 seconds. So I was running pretty conservative laps, just trying not to give it away, but at the same time trying to not make it a close race. And it worked out quite well. I think I finished at the same split between 10 minutes to go and in the last lap. So I'm happy with that. Hope I can do it again next week.
Well, we'll see. I wonder, is Nelson coming back? Because he'll give you a run for the money for sure. I mean, he's got a title to defend.
Yeah, I have no idea where he's at. I thought he'd be here today.
Well, he's been on vacation from what I understand. He's been touring another continent from what I understand.
Well, I guess that's a decent excuse.
I mean, I've been seeing posts here and there of him, different places.
Well, I look forward to coming back in the competition. It's nice to win, but it's no fun running away with it. You want somebody there to press you and pressure you, and he's definitely one that can do it. I know there's a handful of guys here that can run with that same lap time that I'm about pushing around now.
Well, I mean, Simpson wasn't too far off.
No, he out-qualified me. We were a couple hundredths, I think. It wasn't crazy, but that's a fast lap. That Corvette was stupid quick in those straights. I was blown away. I think I had to run on him out of the bus stop, got to his door, and he literally passed me going into turn one. It's like, that's a pretty fast car.
Yeah, I mean, it's and it all depends on where you're at on the track. 'Cause I know different cars handle each track just slightly different. And it also comes down to driver. I mean, it's just a matter of finding that driver-car combo that works.
Yeah, I think I drove every car GT3 that I own in preparation for this race, and the Porsche for me was the best. I normally lean towards the Mustang. I think that's an overall really strong car, but the Mustang on this track with the fixed setup, it just does not work, at least for my driving style. I couldn't make 2 laps without spinning out in the Mustang.
Well, I know Carterman was making it work early on. Just unfortunate he ended up somehow spun around and ended up towing it back into the pits.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. It was unfortunate. I knew right away in testing that I couldn't drive the Mustang. And I was trying the Aston. I think I did the Mercedes, the Evo. Just about every one of them. And the Porsche for me was overall the best balanced car.
Alrighty, well, congrats for getting that victory tonight. You got any shout-outs, sponsors, anybody you want to thank?
Just the Mach 10 Motorsports Group. I'd like to thank you for the broadcast, FMA and the league, and we'll see you next week.
Alrighty, try to carry that momentum on to next week as we hit another road course.
Will do. We'll see you later.
All right, so that is going to do it here tonight from Daytona. Here is your finishing order. Travis Roberto getting the win. Chad Simpson there second. Michael Nash there third. Jake Matsko fourth. Ryan Pistrul there in fifth. Justin Welsh there in sixth. Ryan Brassington there in seventh. Jody Nielsen there eighth. Davis there ninth. Zader there in 10th. Scott 11th. Lemensk there in 12th. Peters in 13th. Kurt Massler 14th. Michael Taylor there in 15th. Ron Matthews in 16th. Matt Mars 17th. PJ Wetland there in 18th. Jed Cutterman there in 19th. Mike Zacher finishing there in 20th. And those are your cars that were on track. And Joseph Spillman did not take the grid. So congrats to everybody that came out and raced tonight. Thank you, everybody that tuned into the broadcast. Hopefully it was exciting. And we'll get back with another one. Wednesday night, we got another doubleheader. Well, no, we don't have another doubleheader. We have coast to coast. And then if there's time, we're going to jump into Gen 4. So be sure to check out that broadcast. If you follow FMA, make sure you understand where that broadcast will be, as that'll be on a different station this Wednesday, as yours truly will be hopefully on track running the Gen 4 season. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great and wonderful night.